All right, happy 4th of July, everybody. It's episode number 654, and it's brought to you by my fantastic sponsor, Standard and Strange. If you're looking for some amazing, high-quality clothing, like denim, boots, leathers, all of that, you're going to want to go to Standard and Strange. Oakland, New York. Shop online if you want, standardandstrange.com. Check out their Instagram. All of my favorite brands, like the Real McCoys, Buco, Momotaro, John Lofgren boots, everything can be found at this one-stop amazing shop. Check them out, standardandstrange.com. Tell them I sent you. Also, if you got a furry dog, if you've got a bald dog, you got one of those dogs that has no hair on it, got to put sunblock on it, you got a weenie dog, you got a pug, whatever dog you got, you want to feed that dog right. And if you live in California, you're going to want to use Migos dog food. Check them out immediately. Migos Dog. That is the website, MIGOSDOG. Ingredient standards and transparency, zero fillers, wheat-free, human-grade, just great dog food. You want your dog to live a long time. You don't want to have them, get allergies and start falling apart at an early age because you just fed them some kind of garbage that was made in China where they're putting sawdust in the food or whatever. You know, there's no regulations out there. You're just feeding your dog whatever. This stuff is certified humane, raised and handled, made right in Malibu, California. Migos Dog. All right, 4th of July, always a fun party weekend. A lot of people rush to the hospital with firework wounds, I'm sure. That's just part of the game. When I was growing up, you just light something and it had too fast of a fuse and bam, boom, right in your face. But 4th of July always reminds me, for some reason, of Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, growing up in the Bay Area, heading out, pre-Airbnb. I don't know what it's like now. You grab an Airbnb and just be able to chill somewhere. But pre-Airbnb, you would get one of these, shitty hotels in Santa Cruz by the boardwalk. And if you don't know the boardwalk, it's been featured in a ton of films. It was in that Dirty Harry film. I forget which one that was. It was also in that, what was it, the vampire movie? It's been in a lot of movies. It's an iconic, classic beach boardwalk that you think of. The wooden roller coaster, something you would see on Jaws, but it wasn't on Jaws, but you would expect to see this type of place on Jaws, which, by the way, Jaws, every 4th of July reminds me of Jaws, the greatest film ever made. Top 5, definitely. Just a masterpiece. And the boardwalk reminds me of all of that. 4th of July, rock and roll, candy apples. I love that shit. Not the caramel. I like the red ones. I just crack that shit off and eat that, toss the apple. Who needed the apple? But they would have these shit hotels. And, which, by the way, this is a solo episode today because, let me tell you why, I was going to have this guest on from this band that I absolutely love called Rookie, a new band. And I interviewed Max, who was in the band, and then bam, I got a DM saying there's been a lineup change and Max is no longer in the band. I was like, oh my God. And no use putting that up. First time that's ever happened. I did interview a band a couple months ago, Naked Gypsy Queens, and now their singer's out. So it's, I'm sure it's kind of a volatile time to be in rock bands right now. It's, it's a strain already to tour, but then you're touring out in the COVID world. There's no tour buses or, vans available because everybody rented them. The gas is $1 million. People get COVID. They got to stop touring. Now they're losing tons of money. So many bands got COVID this last week. It was crazy. All in 1 week. People canceling. Greta Van Fleet, Red Hot Chili Peppers. Something happened with Bret Michaels. Not sure if it's COVID or what. Maybe something with his diabetes. But they couldn't play on the arena tour. And then they did a short set a couple days later in Florida. It is getting crazy out there. So, Max from Rookie, I hope you find your way into another band, or maybe you start learning computers and you say, fuck rock and roll. Who knows? Who knows what'll happen? But it's going to be interesting when I start that Marcus King tour. 38 dates. Marcus King, myself and Neil Francis, Ashland Kraft. We're going to be traveling all around, and it will be my first tour in a long time in a bus, going to venue to venue to venue to venue, and it'll be wild to see who, if anybody gets COVID, or if we make it through, or I don't know. But I'm always willing to take a shot at anything. Anyway, my point is, it is a solo episode today, and so I'm just going to be rambling about all kinds of fun stuff, like 4th of July, Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, shitty hotels. You get these shit hotels. It was the 4th of July weekend. They knew they could rob you, so they would just charge like $150, which is a lot of money back then, and you get in these things. You didn't care because you were just at the boardwalk all day. You get that wristband for like $25. You can ride the rides unlimited. They had one of the greatest, they still do, one of the greatest roller coasters ever, the Giant Dipper. It started, you go through a dark tunnel. That's always my favorite part. And then come out, tick, 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 tick. You get up to the top. You could see the entire coastline. Perfect. A lot of memories of 4th of July and the beach boardwalk. Just in general, memories of the 4th of July fireworks. I love fireworks. Burr and I, we were just, where were we? We were somewhere, and oh, I know. Where was it? It might have been upstate New York. I don't know. I've been out on this fantastic arena tour with Bill Burr, and it's just been unreal. But we were driving far to a venue, and we just kept seeing fireworks stands, and I just love fireworks. I like the outlaw ones. We used to go to Chinatown, and we'd go down there like 4 days before 4th of July, and these guys would be like, psst, over here, firework. And you'd pop down this alley, and you just give them money, and they'd come out with those bricks. It was a brick of firecrackers. I don't know how many packs are in a brick. Let me look it up real quick. Brick of firecrackers. Brick of firecrackers. Here it is. Let's see how many are in a brick. That's so funny. Oh, wow. Gotta love them. Black Cat. That's the brand. Thunder Bombs. Thunder Bombs, man. So, oh, God, there's cool Thunder Bomb package art right here. I wouldn't mind having this. Now, look, see? This is how a rabbit hole happens. There's some kind of cool package firecracker art on eBay. Super cool. Oh, it's a metal sign. Even cooler. Oh, my God. Let me bookmark this for later. Okay, let me see here. How many packs are in a brick? Anyway, I don't know where you guys grew up, but on the West Coast, they had Thunder Bombs. I can't seem to find. Here's a half brick. Let's see how many are in a half brick. They got these fireworks stores around America, man. You go in them, it just has that smell of gunpowder. I love the smell of gunpowder in the morning. I know that's not what he says, but just change it to gunpowder. You go in these stores, and there they are, just rows and rows of bombs. I'm on some website right now, Sandusky Fireworks Superstore. Roman candles, tubes and finale racks, zipper fan cakes, Still can't find how many are in a brick. Let's see here. Can't believe it doesn't say it right here. I love this. Allow for 5% of duds. No, remember that? You light it and it just, that's where you'd blow your finger off, because you'd light it and then it just goes, and you go, oh, dud, and you go pick it up and it blew up in your hand. Fucking trickery. Firecrackers, fireworks, M80s, and the old school growing up cherry bomb. The one that would blow up your high school bathroom. And then I posted this on my Instagram a couple days ago. The one that would get your ass whipped by your parents. The black snake, which was still to this day a total mystery. Hats off to whoever the fuck invented the black snakes, because those guys are the winner. I can't even imagine you're pitching this as a firework. You come in, you go, yeah, it basically looks like a throat lozenger. And then you light it. It takes about 5 minutes to light, so you burn your thumb multiple times on your Bic lighter. And then when it finally lights, it just lets out like a sulfur black smoke that I'm sure we all are getting cancer from, and they're not even really checking that to this day. They're like, yeah, you got some spot on your lung. You smoke? You're like, no, I don't smoke at all. And they can't figure out where it came from. Little do they know, it's probably these goddamn black snakes that you lit as a kid. So you'd light it, and it would just, put black sulfur smoke right up into your lungs. And then it would turn into just this, what would look like just shit coming out of your ass. Just a fucking long, curly ash. And it would just totally stain your driveway. Just burn these black marks. Those and spinning flower, which is a favorite of mine. You would light the spinning flower, and then it would just fucking spin and look like a flower in different colors, and that would just melt your driveway also. So yeah, fireworks are definitely in the old Delray love right there. BMX bikes, fireworks, that kind of shit just rings deep in my soul. Another thing that really rings hard to me on 4th of July is the great David Lee Roth record, Eat 'Em and Smile. And that always feels like a 4th of July. Summer is here. Let's put on some Diamond Dave. That old firecracker on the 4th of July. I don't know. That record just reminds me of 4th of July. So I hope you guys are having a great 4th of July out there. If you're listening to this, you're probably not having a good 4th of July. You're probably like, fuck, man, I didn't get invited to any barbecues. And who cares? I didn't get invited to a barbecue. But I'm just chilling with the Gertie, and I look at it as a primo day to rest, and then I got to sit home with Gertie and keep her comfortable because she just got under this blanket just now. Because, dogs hate fucking fireworks. So I got to huddle up with her and just maybe finally finish this damn Jordan doc. I was burning through them. I was burning through the Jordan docs and got to like episode 5 and just kind of petered out. And now I'm getting hit by everybody like, are you watching Stranger Things, Dean? And, I remember during COVID, everybody was like watching Stranger Things. And it was Stranger Things or Ozark or Tiger King. And I've still seen none of them. But I think I'm going to watch Stranger Things because, and I know the Delray Brandon out there, he's going to text me like, you should watch Stranger Things for sure. They got some cool stuff on it. Check it out. But holy shit, I don't know, man. The older I get, the more fucking scrambled my brain gets. I was talking to a buddy yesterday. I don't know. I got COVID a couple times over the last couple years. I'm sure I got some kind of long COVID. You go through all kinds of fucking weird mood things and tired, and then, okay, I got energy, I'm back, and I don't know. Did I do everything in life? Did I do everything too soon? Who knows? I don't know. But I will tell you this. I hope you guys are having a great 4th of July today. Okay, so I want to talk a couple things here. Get into it. I want to... this is a funny thing. I made a list of top live bands, and I didn't say all time. I didn't say... let me get to the Instagram. If you want to just cause a full-blown chaos in your Instagram feed or your Twitter feed or Facebook, I don't fuck with Facebook, but if you want to cause some kind of chaos, which is really weird to me, this is what I posted. I posted some bands that are just next level live, okay? The key word here is some bands. I didn't say the all-time greatest live. I didn't say this is the holy grail. This is fuck everybody. This is what it is. I didn't ask for anybody's opinions. I just put, these are some bands that are just next level live. And if you make a list like this and post it out there, your feed is going to be fucking insane. I don't care if it's best burritos, best fucking beach, best condom, best beer, whatever. You're going to just have a shit show. So I put Springsteen number 10 because, I've seen him many times, and every time, even at this guy's age, I'd love to talk to him and ask him where he's getting all his fucking energy. But I'm sure when you got a lot of money, there's some kind of secret doctors that come around, just pump you up with all kinds of natural shit, or maybe it's not natural, and you just feel great all the time. I don't know. 9, the Mars Volta, which, by the way, they are back. The Mars Volta have announced a tour, and unfortunately, and not unfortunately, because I will be doing something great. I will be on tour with Marcus King, like I said, so I'm not going to get to see it. But I will tell you, the Mars Volta, one of the greatest concerts I ever saw, was, I believe it was their last run, and they played the Palladium, and it was mind-boggling. Metallica, number 8, many nights, just blew my mind. Mastodon, always fucking blowing my mind. System of a Down, unreal. Seen them a couple times, one of them at the LA Forum, and it could be top 10 concert ever. The Rival Sons, always fucking delivering. Marcus King, same thing. Jack White, in any band he's in. Jack White, oh my God. Which, by the way, the last time I saw him a couple weeks ago, he played this song. Holy shit. It's a White Stripes song, and I cannot even recommend it enough to you because I hadn't heard it in a long time. But it is Catch Hell Blues. And he played it live, and it was so fucking insane that I was just there with my jaw dropped. Like, I can't even believe what this guy is fucking... It's got this kind of turnaround. And they're fucking just killing it. Jack White is just a killer, man. I'm so bummed. I really want to talk to him on the podcast, man. I saw he did a run. Of course, he did Conan. I get it. I'm not the fucking big daddy, but man, just to sit down with that guy and really dig in. Yeah is number 2. Karen O, seen her multiple times. Always unreal. Just a jaw dropper, like in a Rollins kind of sense of just like, what is going on here? Number one, Rage Against the Machine. Just, you can't even, if you've never seen Rage Against the Machine live, you can't even imagine you can't even fathom what you're seeing humans doing, just going for it, you know? So, I put some bands that are just next level live, some. And here it comes, And by the way, then I updated the list because I missed Tool, which I didn't mean to miss Tool. So I updated it right away. And then here comes just the fucking nonstop, Where's Pavement? Well, I never seen Pavement, let's see here. I'm looking through the Muse. You obviously haven't seen the Muse live. Yeah, I've seen the Muse. And like I said, it says some bands. I didn't fucking sit down and make the all-time list, and it's just my list. These people, they just go crazy. 9 Inch Nails? What are you, a fucking idiot? You're 9 Inch Nails. Fuck yeah, they're great. I get it. Seeing them, killer. I just fucking was throwing something out one day because everybody was talking about how bad rock bands are with their, not rock bands, just live music in general with backing tracks and everything. And I just posted up, you want to see some fucking live shit that blew my mind? Here's just a little list. Flaming Lips, someone put. U2, one of the greatest concerts I ever seen. Flying on Mushrooms. Octung Baby Tour. Just mind-boggling. Absolutely mind-boggling. But I was not making the end-all list. And who the fuck am I? I'm nobody. It's just a list I was thinking in my head one day, sitting on the couch, of some bands. Some bands. I'll tell you, speaking of smoking bands, and I didn't put this band on the list, and they definitely need to be on a list. Maybe one day I will sit down and put the all-time greatest shows I've ever seen. But Soundgarden, Louder Than Love. When I saw them on that tour, they fucking melted my face. I saw them multiple nights on that tour, all over the place. And the Louder Than Love record, I've preached that record for many years as my favorite Soundgarden record. Of course, I love Ultra Mega OK, and I love Screaming Life. Those three are totally a different Soundgarden than Super Unknown and Down on the Upside and that era. Bad Motor Finger being this bridge between the two styles. But over the last couple weeks, I started listening to Super Unknown and Bad Motor Finger again, just out of nowhere, because it came on Sirius XM. And I was like, oh my God, Bad Motor Finger is just a goddamn masterpiece. Rusty Cage, Outshine, Slaves and Bulldozers, Jesus Christ Post, Face Pollution, Searching with My Good Eye Closed, Room 1,000 Years Wide, Mind Riot, Drawn Flies, Holy Water, New Damage. I'm looking at a record right now, and I am changing my mind after 25 or whatever, 30 years. This came out in 91. I am changing my mind. Louder Than Love was my favorite ever. But if I had to take one, it's going to be Bad Motor Finger. And this is a rare record where there is no fucking filler on this record. It is perfect. It is hardcore. It is punk. It is rock. It is metal. It's dirgy. I mean, this record is perfect. And I remember seeing them on this tour. They opened up with Jesus Christ Pose. What a fucking record. Anyway, Soundgarden. Get down into it, man. If you haven't listened to them in a while, Down on the Upside was that 96 record. And I listened to that one a few times through. And it's a little bumpy, but it's also really cool. But I was talking to a friend 2 days ago because I was listening to Super Unknown, Alive in the Super Unknown. And he believes that's their masterpiece. So when you got a band that has multiple crushing records like Soundgarden, and different people have their favorite masterpiece, that's so rare in a band, so rare. And man, I still can't believe that Chris is gone. It is tragic. But 4th of July, great fucking song on Super Unknown. Now, if this was my radio show right now, I'd be going to that track. Let's give a spin of 4th of July by Chris Cornell and Soundgarden. Here we go. Then the song would play, it would come back and go, all right, how crazy is that? Chris Cornell, 4th of July, right there on WW Cactus Radio. Crazy times right here on the 4th of July. Don't be drinking and driving out there. Be safe. Be safe. But if you do got to drink and drive, do it with a couple buddies so they can help you. All right. Practicing my radio. Yeah, I was on Amit Zappa's Sirius XM show a couple days ago. Rock Tales. So fun, man. Amit had me down, and we did a full hour show on which record is better, Blizzard of Oz or Heaven and Hell by Sabbath. So Blizzard of Oz, Ozzy, of course. And man, you want to talk about a list. You'll get people fucking going crazy. But I did say this on the radio show, and I had a great time, by the way. I just, I wanted to be on Sirius XM for years. Still hasn't happened. But who knows? Life can take weird turns, and one day your phone rings and something happens. I don't know. But I will say this, that I do believe, and I said it on this show, that if Randy Rhoads wasn't in Ozzy at that time, and they had a great guitar player, let's say they had a Zakk Wylde or somebody, a great guitar player, but same songs and stuff, I do believe that the Black Sabbath Heaven and Hell would be more of a dominant record, even though the Ozzy had those hits on the radio. But I felt that a lot of people were voting when we were doing the radio show Thursday. They were voting, a lot of their heart was on Randy Rhoads. And I get it. Randy Rhoads is fucking great. And, he left a mark, a huge, huge mark here. It was gone way too fast. But I do feel that if you put up the two and then Randy wasn't in the mix and say it was Zach or anybody, let's just say it was fucking Steve Vai or somebody in there, but they had the same tunes, it would, I think the Heaven and Hell would win. I chose, Heaven and Hell is incredible. I fucking love it. But I chose the Blizzard record because I'm still blown away that three absolute strangers, Randy and Bob Daisley and Lee Kurzlik, who, goddamn, what a groove that guy had. Bob Daisley, bass, and Don Irie, keyboards, the great Randy Rhoads. Those three strangers got in a room and wrote Blizzard and Diary. I've said it over and over, so I'll get off it because it's fucking crazy. My whole point of bringing all of this up was I've been trying out this new app called AMP, A-M-P, and it's only available, unfortunately, right now for iPhone users, but it's letting me do full-on radio shows and take callers and everything. And it's so crazy, the world that we live in right now, that if I could get enough traction, enough people listening to the AMP radio, it would be like being on Sirius XM. Now, I could do it right here on the podcast, but you get flagged for playing songs. And I love playing songs on the radio show. So This is a platform done through Amazon Music, and so all the music's licensed. So this time that I did it, the theme was radio, and I played all these different songs that had radio in it or radio in the name. I played everything from Radiohead to Mexican Radio by Walla Voodoo to On the Radio by Donna Summer, and on and on and on. Radio Clash kicked it off, and it was fun, man. I had about 36 people listening, but that's how this fucking podcast started. I remember the first episode, I had 2 listeners. Following week, I had like 31, and then it just kept going. So AMP, A-M-P, if you want to check it out, I'll be doing it a couple times a week. So that's pretty fucking cool. I want to turn you guys on to a band. I don't know if it's new to me. It's a new band to me. Let's see how many records they got out. This record came out in 2020. The band is called Frankie and the Witch Fingers, and it is great. It looks like they've got a couple records and some EPs and a couple singles and stuff. But the record I love is Monsters Eating People, Eating Monsters. And once again, we got another fucking witch band. How many bands out there have witch in their name? Holy shit. Maybe I'll do a radio show with just witch bands. You know, all them witches. Fuck it. It's Witch City out there. There's a time a couple years ago where every few months or so I was interviewing a band that had witch in their name. It was wild, and it was confusing too. I was like, wait, which band is that? LA Witch? All them witches? You know? Fucking Witch's Tit? The Witch Fingers? Unreal. What is witches? There's one other witch band. Hold on. Look at that fucking... Yeah, I mean, there's a zillion witch bands. It's crazy. Anyway, this is Frankie and the Witch Fingers. And the record, like I said, is Monsters Eating People, Eating Monsters. And it's just, what a smoker. What a smoker record. Check it out, man. Come on. What are you doing? Like I did say, I was out on the bird tour, and we're using those Yonder bags, locking up the phones. And you know, some people complain. I got kids, man. I got to know if something happens. No, you don't. When I was young, you just got the bad news when you got home. You're just like, shit, bad news. But I will tell you, the Yonder bags make for a amazing atmosphere to perform in. The people are looking at you. They're not looking at their fucking phones. They're engaged. You can do some callbacks, and they laugh at them because they heard the setup. And you know what? Take the ride, people. Take the ride. I'm going to be interviewing the inventor of the Yonder bags for the Grail podcast. And I'm looking forward to hearing his story, because I absolutely love the Yonder bags as a performer. And I also love my fucking phone, because I'm an idiot. I wish I didn't love my phone. But I think the only bummer of the Yonder bags is there are no pictures of us out on tour in these incredible venues, these arenas. That's the only bummer. Because it's always fun to scroll through your phone and, you know, see some memories of people. They were like, we had a great time. And, you know, they take a picture and you see the fucking crazy venue, like the Vancouver, what was that one called? Roger Arena. Oh my God. Or the Moda Arena in Portland. It was great to be in all those places again. Portland, Vancouver, Seattle, Calgary, Woodstock, Jersey, and Pennsylvania. That was a great, great run. Saw some amazing Patreoners out there. And got to see Ship John. That was great to see Ship John. Who else did I get to see? Oh, Joey Diaz. Come on, man. Anytime I can see Joey Diaz. He lives on the East Coast now. I've seen him twice in a year. I used to see him 4 times a week. Hang out, talk music, laugh our heads off. That's a friend I miss big time. Big time, man. That's a hole in my heart. That guy. But we talk a lot on the phone, which is great. But it was so good to see him face to face. And he's doing great out there. He's super happy. And, join my Patreon. Join his Patreon. We got Patreons out there. Patreon.com/Dean Delray. Bonus episodes. And most importantly, you can Zoom with me once a week. I fire up the Zoom and have friends come on and we just shoot the shit about anything. And that really helps. It helps to, shoot the shit with people out there that dig what you're doing. And I like hanging out with them. It's cool. Patreon.com/Dean Delray. I will tell you, this is a solo episode, obviously. That'd be funny if I just dropped a guest right now. Oh, wait a minute. Look who showed up. Pellegrino. The guy who started Pellegrino, Mr. San Pellegrino. Tell me how it started. How'd you get the fucking bubbles in there? I was playing some tennis with Kevin Christie. Yeah, I fucking fired up some tennis. It's like 100 degrees out lately. And I just love tennis. It's hard as fuck. I hadn't played in like 30 years, and I was laughing and having fun. And, you get that tennis racket in your hand, and there's no way you can't just start doing Angus Young air guitar. As soon as you get a tennis racket in your hand, it's just fucking beating around the bush. And we had fun, man. I'm going to start playing a little more with them. But it reminded me, which reminds me also of 4th of July, is the Wimbledon world famous tennis, fucking Ganza. That is the crown jewel of tennis. And it reminds me every 4th of July, I would watch this. It takes me back to those old days of like Boris Becker, Jennifer Capriati, these like newer tennis players at the time. Because you had, McEnroe and all those guys. And then as they started to get old, these incredible next level players came out. Becker, just the fucking redheaded, crazy killer. And Capriati, what a weird story, man, with her dad. He's just up there in the stands with those fucking glasses on, with kind of a weird, like, you better fucking win, that kind of vibe going. And then her, she rebels. I can't really remember everything. I think there was even a TV movie about it, but rebels against her dad, meets some dude, runs away with him, hotel fucking craziness across the states. I don't know. That's how I remembered it. But Capriati, I wonder where she is these days. She was just so fucking good. Tennis, man. So it's so hard. Imagine devoting your life to tennis. You gotta fucking play. It's like comedy. Comedy's hard, but comedy is not, you could fucking start to fall apart and still do comedy. You could sit up there on the chair and just sling jokes. But man, tennis, it is brutal. I mean, it's not as brutal probably as football, because football, you're just getting fucking hammered. But tennis is so fast, man. And then you got the legends of tennis come later on. You got to think about the Williams sisters, Serena. These guys, holy shit, they dominated tennis. It's crazy. I haven't seen that movie. That was the one that fucking Dummy got the award for, right? After he did the slap. Venus and Serena, man, and their dad. What's his name? King Richard. Yeah, I haven't seen that film. I don't know. It'd kind of be hard to see it now. It's just the slap overshadows the fucking film. The whole time you're going to be watching Will Smith, you're just going to be thinking about the slap. That's fucking nuts. Crazy that's going to be your... You made billions of dollars at the box office, and that's going to be how you're known, no matter what. Speaking of known, did you see that footage of Kingdom Come with, what's his name? What's that guy's name on drums? Whew, man. Let me look that up. He was in the Scorpions forever, and they fired him because he's just got bad booze problems. And man, I'm watching this footage. They're playing a festival in somewhere and doing no research. I just watched the footage and then I sent it to a couple friends. I was like, oh my God. But what's the guy's name? James Kotak. Here he is. It was brutal. Now they're out touring and the original singer wouldn't do it. And so they got this other guy. And they come on and they start playing. And the drummer, I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe someone fucking gave him one of those John Bonzo horse tranquilizers. But I'd never seen this before. He's playing and it's like whatever the song is. And then all of a sudden it just starts slowing down, man. It's going so slow that the fucking band can't play the riff because the riff is a bouncy riff, like, you know. And if you haven't seen this footage, man, it is a must see because the one guitar player turns around, he's like, what the fuck? He's like stomping his foot, like, come on, man. And the guy just does not, he's completely clueless how slow he's going. And I should have looked up if he made any comment about it. Like, they could have made something up like, I had no monitor, man. But I wouldn't fucking believe that because even when you're a drummer and you're up there, you could still kind of hear. And you can also look at the guitar player and be like, oh, fuck, am I fucking up? Because I can't hear up here or whatever. But I wanted to hear if they said anything about it. But holy shit, did this guy get rifled on the internet. Just people going at him. Kingdom Come, man. Remember that band? Came out, sounded exact as Zeppelin, and just got fucking totally harpooned. They did that Van Hagar tour with Metallica, Kingdom Come, Van Hagar, and I think maybe the Scorpions. It was a Monsters of Rock tour. Let's see. Monsters of Rock 88. Here it is. Yeah, here it is. It was Van Halen, Scorpions, Dokken, Metallica, Kingdom Come. That's right. I had George Lynch on, and he goes, hey, you don't know what it's like. How hard it can get out there until you have to follow Metallica. And I could imagine Metallica was, they just got Jason and they're out there just going for it, proving it, taking the crown each night, erasing everybody else's fucking status and letting these other bands know, you might have been, just fucking, you were dicking off. You weren't paying attention. And here we come. Here we come. The Monsters of Rock. Yes. Anyway, man, you can type it in on YouTube. YouTube is, once again, my favorite thing. That's why I never fucking see anything. Because I'm just on YouTube like a dick, going like, oh, fuck, look at this. And then all of a sudden that fucking corner box comes up. If you like that, you'll probably like this. I'm like, you're right. I do like that. Oh my God. But you can find a Kingdom Come Drummer Slowdown or something. Just type that in. Oh, by the way, I went to, when I went to see Jack White, it was at a new venue, the YouTube Theater. And it's inside the SoFi Arena, which is where the Rams play. And that's where the Motley Tour is going to be. And it got me thinking, it's a brand new theater. And I'm like, okay, here's another new theater in LA. And then you start to think about the other theaters. You're like, well, what happened to the other venues? They just slowly start to drift away, and then they just go out of business or something. You know, you think about all these venues in LA that I saw shows in over the years. Olympic Auditorium. I saw fucking Rage there. I saw, what's that band? Fucking Rosemary. I love this band. What are they called? Oh, shit, man. Fucking, they were out during the Strokes. Just crushing band. They had that Carlos on bass. How am I remembering the bass player's name and not the fucking band name? And they're one of the greatest. Let's see here. I put Carlos on bass. Let's see what comes up. There it is. Interpol. How to sound like Carlos D of Interpol. That band lost that bass player. It was the first time, I think, in history where a bass player left a band, and it mattered. It mattered. I've talked about it many times. The guy had so much vibe. It was fucking cool. I'm going to have to watch this video when I'm done with this episode. How to sound like Carlos D of Interpol. Anyway, back to it. Venues of LA. LA has all these venues, and they slowly just fucking slip away. And then, you know, you drive by and you're like, oh, yeah, that place. I saw everybody there. And, you know, it has, I think, a lot to do with just corporate fucking takeovers. Like, oh, well, this is Ticketmaster or Live Nation venues, and those aren't. So you can't play those venues. So those venues go out of fucking business. Like the guy was talking about at the Cow Palace in San Francisco. You know, they're not a Live Nation venue. And now it's hard to fucking get shows in there. I did see, though, next week, if you're in San Francisco, they're doing the Lowrider Nationals there. The best lowriders in the world are going to be there. And Paul Rodriguez, I think, is doing comedy at it. I can't remember. But Cow Palace, man, if I was living in San Fran, I would be so on that. I can't even tell you how much I love lowriders. I was in Vegas a few months ago doing shows, or you know, it's probably 6 months ago now. Everything's a few months ago. And, they had the lowrider, convention out there. And it's just incredible to see these goddamn cars. These fucking people, they put all their money into these cars. The paint jobs alone are $50,000. And then you got like $50,000 in hydraulics. They got all these new hydraulic companies. I talked about it on a bonus episode where back in the day you would have to hop a fence and go to a dump truck and steal the hydraulics off that. Now they got these companies that just make these actual hydraulics for cars. And I can't even imagine how fucking cool that's going to be at the Cow Palace. Oh my God. That is just... I just love lowriders. I like the 64 is the classic Impala, but I go the 65, the first with the fastback, still has the 3 taillights. 66, they get rid of the 3 taillights and they go to the square lights. Then I'm out. But most people rock a 62, 63, 64 Chevy Impala. And I really go crazy if it has the 396 engine in it with the console and the 4-speed on the floor. That is the goddamn car right there. Just unreal. I do also want to give another shout out to the Wilco album. I talked about it before, but I'm going to keep talking about this new fucking Wilco record because I think it's one of the greatest records ever in their career. It's called Cruel Country. And it came out about a month ago. It came out, let's see, when did this come out? May 27th. And I cannot speak enough about how great this record is. I can't stop listening to it, and I'm going to keep talking about it throughout the year. And right now, I would say my pick for album of the year would be Cruel Country by Wilco, if we had to pick right now. Now, there's some great records coming out. Marcus King has a record coming out. And look at here, I'm making another list now for you to fucking DM and tweet and battle. Rival Sons have a record coming out, and I'm sure those are going to be way up there also. But for right now, Cruel Country by Wilco is fucking killing. And speaking of killing, I saw John Mayer a couple nights ago out of nowhere, busted out a 52, I think it was 52, maybe it's a 51. I could be wrong. It could be a 50, it could be a 51, it could be a 52, it could be 53, or late 53, early 54, Telly Blackguard. And there's footage of him playing it. And it was so amazing to see him play a vintage Telly Blackguard that it stopped me in my tracks on my Instagram. I just stopped immediately, listened to the solo, and was losing my mind just to see him play that classic guitar. And also, a couple nights ago, I watched him play the solo on Watchtower. I believe it might have been at Woodstock, the same place Burr and I did. And it was one of the best solos I'd seen in years. You got to hear that. Just John Mayer crushing Watchtower. I talked about it on the Zoom Fest a couple days ago. Kreitzman didn't even play a whole set, and it still seems like fucking washy to me. What is really going on with Kreitzman? I read one thing where he said, I pulled a muscle in my ankle, so I can only play like one set. Another one, he was saying, my shoulder's hurting. And then other things are just medical problems or whatever. But he's out on tour, and sometimes he plays a half set, sometimes he plays a whole set. And I just want to know, is he all right? Is he just, who knows? But if anybody knows for real, not just fucking, what hearsay at the concert amongst the Shakedown Street. Man, what I heard on Shakedown Street was he got some brown acid and then it fucked him up permanently. He can't even see the drums. He just looks at them and they look like fucking jars of slime. And scary monsters to him, and he keeps having flashbacks from that brown acid. That's the word on Shakedown Street. Eddie told me, Smelly Eddie, when I was picking up a fucking dime sack from him, told me that Kreitzman was having flashbacks of the brown acid on his kit. Oh my God. I was talking to somebody about the brown acid. Of course, it's the hacky thing to say when you're doing Woodstock, but it's still like, I was saying if I went to Woodstock, just think how much better story he had. So, one guy goes, yeah, I went to Woodstock, and you go, yeah, I did too. But I took the brown acid. So you just one-upped him. Whoa, you took the brown acid? Nobody's talking to the other guy now that went to Woodstock. They want to know, like, dude, what happened? And I started thinking about, why doesn't Netflix or whoever these fucking doc people are find the dude that made the brown acid and find out why he did it? Was he evil? Or did he just didn't know how to make acid and he fucked up? Did he put too much of one kind of chemical on there? Or did he hate hippies? Was he trying to wipe out the libertards? What was going on? Let's make that fucking documentary. Everyone would watch it. Dude, you watching Stranger Things? Yeah, but it's not as good as Brown Acid. I watch Brown Acid, man. Brown Acid is fucking crazy. The guy, turns out the dude was a spy for the CIA, and they wanted him to wipe out the hippies. So they put him on this secret mission, brown acid, Operation Brown Acid. Fucking A, dude. Got some tour dates, DeanDelray.com, tour dates. July 9th, this Saturday, I will be in Austin, Texas. Please, if you know anybody in Austin, tell them, if you live in Austin or Dallas or anywhere, drive to the gig. Come out and spend the evening with me. I'm doing 2 shows, one night only, Vulcan Gas Company. The following week, I'm going to Fort Collins, Colorado, July 15 and 16 at the Comedy Fort. It'll be my first time there. And I want to try to make an impression, man. I'm trying to fucking get booked out there. And the way you get booked is when you sell out shows. People start talking about it. Holy shit, he sold out this. Book him, you know? So if you know anybody, or just fucking tweet it. Even if you don't know anybody, let's just do a barrage of tweets this week. Just, if you're not going to the show, just be like, oh, hey, everybody, Dean Delray, Vulcan Gas Company, and the Comedy Fort. Just fucking fire it on your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram. Help a man out. Help a friend out. I'm out here grinding it. And it reminds me of those clips we're going around on Instagram. How come you're not famous yet? How come you didn't share my shit? How come you didn't share my shit? Merch also. Dean Delray shirts, the Gertie hoodies, and the last of the Dark Fonzie collector item stuff. There's still a couple Dark Fonzie shirts left. Grab those and get the Perry Shaw Dean Delray collab Delray shirt and the Grail shirt, which is fucking one of my favorite shirts ever, the Grail. A lot of good merch out there for you. Tour dates, all the Marcus King dates are up there, or most of them, I'd say. The rest will be up pretty soon. That goes from September 8th through October 22nd or something. Gertie and I are here at the house. We love you. Have a good, safe 4th of July. Safe. Somebody said that to me when I was young. I'd be like, fuck off. Safe. I don't live safe. I've never lived safe. That's why I'm doing fucking stand-up at 56. Just fucking get out there, enjoy life. Shoot some Roman candles at each other like I did back in, I think that was around maybe 92. Was out in Riverside at my buddy Casey's house. Handful of mushrooms, boxes and boxes of Roman candles. Full-blown Roman candle war. And it was like Vietnam, hiding in bushes. I still see the neighbors' faces like horrified, like, what are these monsters doing? We're shooting shit, could have burned houses down. We're fucking reckless. 100% reckless. There were no Tammys around. No Tammys around. Oh, yeah. Keep the candles lit. Have a good one. See you out there.